You're now watching the Good, Bad, and Ugly podcast featuring Kevin Vaughn, John Downs, and Reese Jans. All right, week 13 of the Lock It In show. This is episode 5. We're going to start moving away from GBU betting to just going GBU Lock It In. You'll see a new logo in the watermark on the video. You'll see a new logo in the thumbnail. We're excited for it. And also want to remind you of Saturday's show. After Hours is going to be our first episode. As always, I'm here with Reese and JD. How you guys doing?
How we doing? Good week last week.
How you doing today?
Good week last week. Awesome week of football aside from our picks. But this week is terrible. The games stink. It's a classic late in the season. A lot of division games this week and just not too much exciting stuff. But with that always comes playoff implications for wildcard teams, as the races are great. We talk about it every week. But for today's betting, I just want to say in the beginning of the video, and then I'm going to pass it off to JD, who can also talk about a little bit of the new New York State availability with betting. And but for me today, I'm not betting anything really specifically. I'll go through and mention I have an 8-leg parlay. I'll go through and mention them all, but I will summarize it all at the end of the video. You can check it out on Instagram and TikTok too. After this is posted, we'll get those up. And JD, all yours.
Yep, we had a good lead. I mean, a lot to build up for us last week. We didn't have the worst week 12 for sure.
Yeah, good week.
I know I went like 500. KB Reese was 5-2 on Sunday, which is great. KB around 500, I think too. So definitely a step up from and in the right direction than we were when we first started, which is always good. And then, like you said, in New York, I know it was always a possibility that mobile sports betting was going to get passed because you can go to a casino and lay down bets. I know there's one FanDuel place in New York, and you can mobile sports bet on like horse races and stuff. But now I think FanDuel announced today that coming soon, New York's going to have the America's #1 sports book, which is FanDuel, which is good for us because now we can get the most accurate lines and props and all that stuff. So it's definitely going to enhance the quality of our show and the type of bets we can make, which is always good. But for now, we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing. We're going to pick some spreads. KB's going to pick some money lines. I know Reese has probably got some totals, some spreads to pick.
Yep.
We're going to head into Week 13, which definitely isn't as good and as decorated as Week 12 was matchup-wise, because there were a lot of playoff implications. There still are, but a lot less. The quality of the games has gone down. But still the NFL. Anything can happen. We're going to watch them. We're going to enjoy them. And it all starts tonight on Thursday Night Football. We've got the Cowboys traveling to the Saints. Right now, the Cowboys are -6. The line's been jumping from 4. It was even close to 7 at one point. So this one's definitely one of the more bizarre Thursday night games because the Saints are missing Kamara, Armstead, Ramczyk. I don't know who else there is out. But they're banged up. And the Cowboys are getting some guys back. I think they're getting CD Amari back. They're definitely they've been bad, but they're heading in the right direction. Personally, I do have a pick on this game.
I have one.
I want to say I don't feel great about it. I'm going to take the Saints plus the 6. I'm going to take the home team on Thursday Night Football because there was no real side I was leaning to, so I'm just going to eat. I'm going to take the points, and I'm going to take the home team because we've been seeing the Thursday night trends. Home teams have been good. Speaking of home teams, the home team in this matchup, the last 5 Cowboys-Saints, is 5-0 ATS. That's the Saints tonight. And the underdog is 9-2 against the spread their last 11. And the Cowboys are also 1-4 against the spread their last 5 in New Orleans. So the trends, there's a few over-under trends. I'm not going to take a total. I didn't feel great about the Saints plus 6, but I am going to take a side because that's what we do. We're going to pick this Thursday night game. I know, KB, you don't have a pick, but if you want to give us what you think about this game, I don't know if you have any thoughts.
Well, the line for this is 6 points, and Dallas had a weird week. I actually like your pick a lot at plus 6 for the Saints. I don't know how much Mike McCarthy affects the
He may even make him better.
Situation. Yeah,
him being out.
The coaches we've lost from COVID. Kingsbury won with the Cardinals, won big with the Cardinals when he was out. Nagy, Bears played better, but they didn't win. And last year, Stefanski, the Browns won. So the coaches missing actually hasn't totally affected the teams in a negative light. But I think the Cowboys will win tonight. This is one of those. I'm just done with prime time. I'm done making picks on prime
it's absurd.
time.
The Thursday night
I'll
games
stick
have
to
been
my
bad.
Sunday at 1 o'clock. And Reese, what do you got?
Yeah, so I'm going to segue right off what you guys said. I'm going to take the Cowboys. I saw them at -4.5. I like them at -4.5. I was going to touch on McCarthy. I really feel like him being out is actually going to give them a boost, and I think the Cowboys win this one and have a little bit more juice to him because McCarthy's out, because he hasn't been anything but setting them back, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll see Dan Quinn fares tonight on the sideline.
Yeah,
this is definitely not my favorite game
No.
weekend. There's actually no real good ones.
Bad primetime game.
This is kind of setting the tone. I'll just say Taysom Hill's getting his first start instead of Simeon this week. It's about time they made that move because Simeon was getting them nowhere. They've lost their last 4, so a change might be good. They are missing a lot of guys, and I will reiterate, I do not feel good about the Saints +6 tonight, but I don't feel good about the Cowboys either. So either way, I could see it both sides. I'm just going to take the home team in the points. Moving into the 1 o'clock slate on Sunday. Now the first game I have here is the Bucs at the Falcons. The Bucs are -11 on the road. I don't have anything here. I don't like the points. It's too much. I don't feel good about the Falcons. I don't feel good about the Bucs covering the 11. I got to see them consistently beat up on teams for me to take them at this high of a spread. I'll swing it to Reese. I don't know if you've got anything on this one.
Yeah, I do. I have the under 50.5 in this game. In the Falcons' last 5, the under's 4-1, and in the Bucs' last 4, it's 4-0. So I like the under in this game mainly because the over looks so good. It looks like something that everyone sees Bucs Falcons, they're going to hammer the over. And if you look at even their last matchups, I think the last 7 have gone over, which is just absurd to me. I really feel like this game's going to shock everyone with an under. I'm going to take the under here.
Yeah, I have the Bucs money line in this as a part of my parlay. The odds are incredible on it. I wouldn't take them alone. It's -590 when I got it. I don't know what it is now. I think it's the same. But you'll see later when I wrap up with my parlay. I'm just taking 8 of the gimme games of the week, which we know how that goes in the NFL. But this is one of mine. So
yeah, and I will say I do like. There's one thing that scares me about your under pick, and 50.5 I think is a good number. That's what it was. I think that's what you said. That's a good number to have an under for. But what scares me is the Bucs' ability to just put up like 40 on their own. Yeah, because we know the Falcons probably won't score a ton in this game. I'd say, but
you go.
The Bucs do have a capability of putting up 40, 45 on their own. As long as the Falcons can play a competent game on defense, I think it's a good pick for an under, but it does worry me.
Yeah, I envision like a 35-7 final in this game.
I hope
nothing from the Falcons.
I hope you get your under because obviously me and JD have no dog in that line.
Yeah.
So I hope you get it. I don't see it happening because every game that these two teams are playing against each other, the Bucs absolutely rip apart their defense and put up 30+, and then the Falcons are forced to play catch-up all game, which Matt Ryan's actually pretty good at, just throwing the ball when he has to and picking up stats. So, and personally not for me, but I really hope that you hit it. I think it would be really impressive if you did too.
I'll be rooting for it. I don't have anything in this game. And this game, this is just classic Bucs Falcons with Brady. It's just one of those games I probably won't be
It's that game that just pops up on Red Zone when you're sitting there and you're like,
This is a game I'm pretty worried about in my parlay because Falcons are at home.
Sneaky.
Matt Ryan's sneaky good. People forgot about him.
Divisional game.
Divisional game.
Huge.
Bucs have dominated him, owned him the last few years. This is a sneaky one for me. I think the odds are a little bit too much in Tampa's favor. I can see why, but we'll see. But Tampa, my number 2 team in the power rankings on Tuesday, so they better not let me down because every time I get somebody praise, they seem to let me down in the following weeks. I mean, Matt Stafford hasn't won a game since I made him my midseason MVP, so we'll see. We'll see if the pattern changes.
All right.
Could be due for a Bucs stinker this week. We'll swing it, though, to Soldier Field. Another 1 o'clock game. We've got the Cardinals at the Bears. The Cardinals right now are 7.5. That may change because Kyler Murray is on track to play Sunday. I think D-Hop will probably play. I haven't seen much on it, but the reason they were sitting him out was so they can get the bye week, rest up, and now they've got to push for the 1 seed. I do have a pick on this one. I'll take the Cardinals at -7.5. I don't think the Bears are a good football team. In fact, the Bears are 0-4 against the spread their last 4 as a home dog in Soldier Field. They're 0-4 their last 4 versus the NFC. I think the Cardinals, off rest, getting their key guys back, Murray and Hopkins, I think they probably rout the Bears in this one. But you never know. You never know with the home dogs. The underdogs have been eaten this year against the spread. But I'll take the Cardinals, and I'll eat the touchdown and a half.
Yeah, JD, I'm with you. I have the Cards minus 7.5 on here as well. The Bears are also 0-5 in their last 5 home games when they play teams with a winning record. So I really like the Cardinals to come out firing here. Finally got all their guys back. And also, just a little stat, I'm not putting anything on it, but the under 7-0 in the Cardinals' last 7 games on the road. So something to consider.
There were some good under stats. I know the total was very low, though, which is, I'll check on it right now.
Yeah, a low total and a high cover is scary for me. But
right now it's 44. That's still not that bad.
No.
That's not a bad total.
But
not one that that's a low one, not one that I'll take.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the Cardinals in my parlay too at the money line. I actually like the odds I got them at a couple days ago at minus 365. I think I placed this 2 days ago. Minus 365 because once Kyler's in and if the plays, if they both play, it's going to go up, past 500, minus 500. So decent odds to get him at minus 365. Another bet though, I talked about it with the Bucs. I won't go into it now. A gimme money line that I'm hoping for, and hopefully it works out.
Yeah. Yep. I think with the Murray news, this is going to trend in the direction where you're going to have good value on that money line pick. I think it'll be around minus 400 on Sunday. Same as I think the spread's going to go up in the Cardinals' direction too. So I think 7.5 right now. You're not going to get it any lower.
Is Dalton's playing quarterback again?
I think so.
Haven't seen anything about Fields. I think Dalton.
Bears are awful. This is as bad as
the Bears.
I don't even know if the Bears score a point against the Cardinals. Maybe one or two garbage time touchdowns.
I think Chicago's right there, really, with Houston. I mean, Detroit almost beat them. They
they're bad.
That game last week. They should have lost to Detroit. They're right there with the worst teams in the league. The Cardinals are right at the top, with as good as anyone in the league.
In Bears fashion, though, watch them just start ripping off wins, and then Nagy's the coach next year, which I would love. Please keep Matt Nagy around, please.
It's not your case, dude.
Right.
Yeah, you don't see me rooting for the Bears often. I will, even though I picked the Cardinals, I would love to see the Bears win this game because of just the 1 seed implications. I don't see it happening. I'll take the Cardinals.
All right.
Next, this one is probably one of the better games on the slate. But an interesting one. Chargers traveling to Cincinnati. Yes. Right now, the Bengals are currently minus 3. No thanks for me on this one.
Yeah, I was looking at this matchup. The Chargers and Bengals have screwed me the most out of any 2 teams I've bet on. This is the biggest stay-away game I've ever seen.
Yeah, so I got the Chargers money line in this one at plus 145. Only thing pushing my parlay up, they were the only upset that I was confronted with this week. So I kind of I'm doing a low-risk parlay here, so I kind of had to have something to bring me over
some value,
to get me some value there. So I'm taking the Chargers. But we said it Tuesday. You should go watch, if you haven't, our Chargers on Tuesday. This team's in the ugly every other week for us, and they're so inconsistent.
Horrible.
Bengals, same thing. So I mean, we'll see. I'm excited to watch it, though. I wish that they kept it. They
moved
that one.
Game.
They moved this one,
but we get the Chiefs and Broncos, which I've seen every year, every time they play in prime time. But it is what it is.
And this game, now that we put the Chargers in our bed this week, you can expect them to bounce back and be. And no matter what the Chargers do this week,
they'll do the opposite.
We should all agree just to not put them in the good because I'm done with this team.
Yeah, you have my word. Yeah, I won't put the Chargers there.
I'll say one thing. This game is going to be a blowout. In either way, either the Bengals are going to come and blow out the Chargers like 40-7, or the Chargers are going to come into Cincinnati on one of the Bengals off days where they just collapse and blow them out.
Yep.
This game should be a close one, but for me, these teams are just so inconsistent. It's like likely that you're going to get one on their bad day and one on their good day, and it'll just be a two-touchdown win.
Inaccurate philosophy comes into play this week, where it's one that I'll always stand by. But Chargers had a bad loss last week. Bengals had a great win last week, so I expect the flip for these two talented young teams.
These two teams. I'd expect nothing less from these teams. All right, let's move on. An NFC North battle, a classic one. Vikings at Lions. The Vikings are currently -7 in Detroit. I will say I don't have a pick on this one. I was leaning taking a total, but I'm going to wait until Sunday to see how I feel about this one because to me, I could definitely see the Lions showing up and playing like they do usually versus the Vikings in Ford Field. It seems like these teams are always in a close one. But on the flip side, I could see the Vikings coming in and blowing out the Lions. So I'm not going to pick this one. I might take a total, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I hate this game with every bone in my body. if I had to pick, I'd go Vikings to cover, but I'm staying away. I don't want to touch it.
See, I'm totally. I don't understand. I think this is like the easiest game of the week.
Vikings
I
win.
feel so confident with the Vikings.
Well, Vikings win. I
feel
agree.
confident.
I think they're going to win.
I feel confident in a Vikings win for
But
sure.
minus
But
seven,
I feel
seven's
like
scary.
they cover. I'm not taking their line anyways because I'm only going money lines with this. But I feel like they easily cover that spread. I think the Vikings are going by 3 or 4 touchdowns. But I understand thinking it's a big number. But I'm taking the Vikings. They got them at minus 315 in my parlay. So that's my pick.
My only thing is 7 feels like a trap. It's weird. It's only 7.
Yeah, so
the Vikings are a much better team on every aspect of the ball.
My initial thought was with you, KB, is like it probably should be more than 7, but without Dalvin, it seems like one of those weeks where the Lions actually put up points. Like they do this sometimes versus the Vikings, where they play them close in Ford Field. I could totally see a Vikings blowout.
You're
Don't get me
more
wrong.
well versed on the NFC North than I am. I'm truthfully mean that.
Yeah.
Like when I don't know. You can look up the stats, but you don't truly know unless you follow it like someone does, like you in the division, or if you're a fan. So I don't totally know the history of these two teams playing each other and how competitive it really is. I just am looking at this year, today, Sunday's game. This game sucks too. First of all, I never want to watch this. I don't care who's on either team. These two teams are just a pain to watch on Sunday. But I'm taking the Vikings. Move on from that.
Yeah, no matter what we say about this game, it sucks. It's one of the worst on the slate. No one wants to watch the Lions, but here we are talking about it, possibly picking it. KB's got the Vikings. Let's move on because that game sucks. And the games don't get better, so keep your expectations in check because next we have the Giants traveling to Miami. Right now the Dolphins are -4. I am picking this one. I am taking the Fins -4. I know Daniel Jones may play. I saw he was originally ruled out on Tuesday. We thought Mike Glennon was going to play. Now he's practicing. We don't know. That's up in the air. This line will probably move from now until Sunday. I'm just going to take the Dolphins -4. The Fins are 4-0-1 their last 5. They're rolling. They're feeling good. They're 9-1 ATS their last 10 versus teams under 500 on the road. So they beat up on the teams at home that they're supposed to beat. And they're 6-1 against the spread their last 7 following a blowout win, which would be more than 14 points. So even though they had a good week last week, they really put it on the Panthers. They do continue. The trends show they do continue to play well, and I think that's what happens. I think the Giants, off their win last week, kind of lay an egg. So I'll take the Fins, and I'll eat the 4 points. I think that's a reasonable number.
Yeah, I don't really care if Daniel Jones plays or not. Give me Miami in the 4.
No, neither do
Miami's been a hot hand, and I'm going to ride with them until they don't cover. Honestly, every matchup they have is decent. I think Miami covers this one with ease, especially if Mike Glennon plays. But the Giants stink. Miami's much better, and they're two teams heading in different directions, so I'm all over Miami.
I agree.
I don't have any picks in this. I really like the under. It's 40.5. I think even though it's a really low under, these two offenses are not good, and they both have. Dolphins have a really, really good defense. Giants' defense is tough too, and in Miami, teams usually don't put up a lot of points. So if Glennon plays, I might end up adding this to my bets on Sunday.
It's a good bet.
But as of now, I'm not going near it. And I never, ever bet against the Giants just because I've seen this team. This should be a
You never know.
We've seen these New York teams just pull stuff out of their ass any given Sunday. And
they seem to like to do that.
So I don't have them, but it's a really good pick with the Dolphins, and I like the under too.
All right.
It does seem like the Giants always show up and play in games, and they're always close into the end. But this one, I feel like I know the Giants won last week, but it seems like two teams going in different directions for the rest of the season. Maybe not going forward in the future. But the Dolphins have a schedule where they are eating up wins, and they can continue to do that. Get back to 500, finish nice. Tua's been playing well. I did look at the under KB because I do think that's a really good bet. But it seems like such a low total for an NFL game.
It's too low.
38 is around 37, 38 is around where Army Navy kind of sits during that week, and that's coming up too. So 40 is not much more. I think that's just really low for an NFL game, so I'm going to stay away from that. But I did look at the under, I will say.
Yeah.
All right, next, another just stinky line. I don't really know about this one. Eagles at Jets. The Eagles coming back to MetLife for their second straight game. traveling on the road, are 7-point favorites against the Jets as it stands right now. 7. We could say what we want about the Jets. I know we joke around how they're bad. They're the worst team against the spread this year, but they did play good last week. They played good against the Texans. I think 7, especially the way Hurts played, is just gross. I don't like it. So I'm just going to take the Eagles money line. It's a safe pick at minus 290. So it's nothing like, it's not going to blow your mind, this pick. It's just Eagles money line. I think it's safe. But I do think the Jets keep it close. And I was not going to pick this game, but the one stat I saw just scrolling through Instagram the other day,
Eagles are 4-0.
The Jets haven't beat Philly
I knew it was
all
going.
time. Like
1971 was the year, dude. We lost by 1. That was the year.
I don't know how that's even real. I know it's only 0-11, but that's a lot. That's still a lot of games.
It's the only team in North American professional sports to have not beaten another franchise. I do have the Eagles money line in my parlay, and I actually think the line is pretty fair the way Zach Wilson's played this year. I mean, he's been. It's the most depressing thing to watch is him throwing the football. It's really bad. So I'm disgusted watching him. I will not pick the Jets this week in Pick'em either for the first time.
That's like the first time.
Time during the duration. I mean, I've picked them against Buffalo. I've picked them against the Colts. I've picked them every week as a fan, but I cannot watch Zach Wilson and be confident until he shows me anything. So I'm going Eagles money line.
KB, what I'm hearing is that the Jets are going to win this week.
I hope they do. I'll be there. I'll be in this.
No chance
this week, man. Give me a win.
I'm
taking be in the house.
I'm
the
taking
most important stat, Reese. I have to say it before you make a pick. Most important stat to know this week is the Jets are wearing all black. The Jets are 3-0 in stealth black in day games.
May I say,
3-0 in stealth black.
We're doing all right.
Look at us. Look at this show.
I'm taking the Jets and the points, dude. They're home pups, and I don't like it at all. But it's the Jets, and I want to take them. They're Jets are 5-1 in ATS in December. Obviously, the Eagles have owned their entire franchise, but I think they're coming off a solid win, looking for something to build off of into next season.
Dude, this is our Super Bowl.
I know, and I think the way that this game is being looked at, the Eagles are nervous. They're like, oh boy, like if we don't win this game, our season's done. But the Jets are like, all right, let's try and hit a stride. Let's try and end the season looking up. And I think this is one of those games no one expects, but I think the Jets are going to come in. They're my pick 'em. They're my pick 'em this week.
Tell you what, for this game, and I don't want to go too because we're running a little bit long on time right now. This is a game both rookie head coaches need a win. Both of them need a win because they're both winnable games. Saleh's team is a little bit worse, but they're at home. Both rookie head coaches desperately need to win this game.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just this game. I mean, look.
I love it.
The Jets can definitely cover. The Eagles can definitely cover. I don't know with this one. I'm just going to stay. Like I said, I'm going to take the safe
Every
bet.
smart person stays away from this.
Take the Eagles money line because I do think they have to have this one because they're right in the thick of it. And the reason I think 7's not a fair number, I think it should be more around 4 or 5, is because the Eagles are not they're in the playoff picture, but they're not that much better than the bottom of the barrel teams in the NFL.
They also don't put games away.
So I think 7's a lot. I'll take the Eagles to win, but we'll move on here.
Yeah.
Last game in the 1 o'clock slate, we've got the Colts at the Texans. The Colts are currently minus 10 on the road. That's a little too rich for me. I know we've been praising the Colts, but I am going to make a pick here. I am going to take the under 45.5. It is a lower end total, but I do think it's one of those ugly AFC South games where they just struggle. I mean, the Colts won't struggle to win. They'll pretty much have their way, but the Texans will struggle to score. And I don't think the Colts are going to put up 40 on their own. So I got some stats here for the under. The under's 5-0 in the Texans' last 5. And it's 5-1 in the Texans' last. Under's 5-1 in the Texans' last 6. It's 5-0 in their last 5 in Houston. And the Texans' under is 4-0 last 4 versus the AFC. They're a great under team. The Colts have been generally an over team, but they've also played a bunch of good opponents. So I think the Texans struggle to score. I think the Colts win easily, and I think it's an under kind of game.
Yeah, I'll keep mine quick here. I got the Colts money line, so I gotta say.
Yeah, staying away. 10's too many.
All right, let's move it on. Into the 4 o'clock window, we've got the football team at the Raiders. The Raiders are minus 2.5. This kind of has one of those games, those Raiders 4 o'clock games where you're not interested in that at all. It's kind of just one that's in the background on Red Zone. It seems like the Raiders are always in those games. It was like the Bengals game 2 weeks ago. This isn't the prettiest one, but it is between two teams who are in the playoff picture, and it's one of the closer spreads this week. I do also have a pick for this one. A lot of more picks than I thought I did this week. I am taking the football team plus the 2.5. If it goes to +3, I would love that. I don't see that happening. It seems like it's going to stay around 2.5, barring any news. So I'm going to take this football team at +2.5. The Raiders are 1-5 against the spread. Their last 6 as a home favorite. Not many stats, a lot of over-unders. The football team's a big unders team. The Raiders are a big overs team. So definitely one of the intriguing games this weekend, but not one I'm jumping to watch.
Yeah, I'm the same. I really like the under in this, 49.5. I think Washington keeps games low scoring in order to win. That's the formula they figured out. Keep the offense on the field for a long time. Defense has been taking strides, getting back to where they were last year. So I like the under. I haven't taken it yet, but another under that I'm thinking about taking prior to Sunday's games. And you'll know all that on the Instagram, whether or not.
Yeah, we're going to put it.
Yeah, so you guys set me up perfectly. In this game, I'm going to take the under 49.5. I'm also going to hop on an alternate spread. I'm going to take the football team to win by 2.5 or more. So that odds is at +125, but I really feel like Washington's going to win this game by at least 3. So that one looked good to me. So I'm going to take the Washington football team -3 at +125 in the under.
Yeah, that's some good value. I think the football team are definitely, like the Raiders won last week. They're 6-5. They're right in it, but it seems like the football team's kind of got their feet under them. They're playing good defense. Heineke's playing good. Ron Rivera's got the locker room. They love him in there. So it seems like a game that the football team can really win, but it's just one of those that you never know. And I will say the under's a good bet because, like you said, if the under's 49.5, I think it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to take it under, the number, like you always feel good about getting it over, is 48.
Yep.
So if you can
That's
get
exactly
it over
what I was
48,
thinking.
the total 49 is a good number. 49.5 is a good number. So I do like the picks there. Anything else you guys want to say about this before we move on? All right. It's the 4:30 games. There's 3 of them this week. We've got the Jaguars at the Rams. The Rams have lost their last 4. They're -13. No thanks. I'll stay away from this one.
Yeah, I'm thinking Rams money line. That's all I got.
Yeah, this is the game with the least amount of pick. Or this is my last game that I'm picking. I'm going to take the Rams to cover the -13 and whatever Van Jefferson's over-under catches is, because he's turned into the Robert Woods of that offense, and I like the Rams to absolutely outcoach and destroy this team.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, Rams bounce back. There's nothing they've shown me the last month that would make me think they can beat an NFL team by 13. But then again, the Jaguars, some are considered not even an NFL team. So I like good picks. Good picks. I will say we're going to finalize all of our picks on Sunday. So if you haven't followed our Instagram, Good Bad Ugly Pod, all the picks we make today, and then some extra ones we might feel good about on Sunday, we're going to drop on there like we always do. So follow that if you haven't checked it out. 3 games left in the Sunday slate. We've got 4:30 Ravens at Steelers. This, to me, the Ravens are -4.5 in Pittsburgh, which is unusual because the Steelers the last 15 years have kind of owned the AFC North, and these are always usually good games. Usually the Steelers aren't getting points at home. I don't have a pick yet. I was thinking about it, but the stats are the Ravens have been good against the spread versus AFC North the last few years, and the Steelers have been bad at home recently. But one stat that really made me think about what I was doing here, because I was going to pick the Ravens. Steelers 17-4-2, their last 23 at Heinz Field as a dog. They're not home dogs much because the Steelers have been great over the years, but when they are, they're 17-4-2. That's absurd. Those are some insane numbers. I don't have a pick yet. I don't think I will. Hearing that, I kind of want to just enjoy this one, see what the Steelers can do off that horrible loss last week that landed them in the ugly. And the Ravens are the 1 seed, so I want to see if they can keep doing it against a divisional opponent.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I got nothing here, though.
Yeah, this game's gross. I'm staying away.
Game.
Yeah, right. Last game in the 4:30 window, 49ers at Seahawks. Right now, the 49ers are -3.5. It seems like everyone's going to be on the 49ers this game. which scares me. The numbers aren't like that yet. I believe it was like 67% of people are on 49ers, which is a lot less than I thought, considering how bad the Seahawks have looked. I do have a pick. I'm going to take the 49ers money line at minus 184. I'm just going to ditch the points. I don't know. I think even without Debo, I think the 49ers win this game. That's what concerns me. I don't know if they'll be able to cover. I don't know what the Seahawks are doing signing Adrian Peterson. They said that it's a win-now mode. I have no idea what's going on in Seattle. They're 3-8. They're dead.
Yeah, they stink.
But they are at home, and I'm going to respect how good Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll have been at home and just take the 49ers money line.
Yeah, if I was to pick, I'd pick 49ers money line, but once again, I don't have anything on this game. I only have one more bet.
Weird game.
Yeah, the Niners look so good to me in this game, which is why I'm staying away. Something feels off. Just not going to touch it.
It seems like everyone and their mother is going to be on the 49ers this game. But this was a good game in the beginning of the year. It was flexed out of Sunday Night Football for the game we're about to go to. Broncos at Chiefs. Chiefs are minus 9.5. This is a classic Sunday night game that no one ever wants to watch, but it reels in views because the Chiefs are the Chiefs. I don't have a pick here. I don't know. Broncos, Chiefs.
I have them at the money line. That's the last leg of my parlay. But Sunday Night Football division game, who knows?
Yeah,
Chiefs minus 9.
Yeah, may I say that spread for the way the Broncos have been playing, even if they haven't looked that great. Minus 9.5 is ridiculous. Especially on primetime, it's just a big stay away as well.
But I'd never pick the Broncos. That's the reason why I have
never
pick.
Broncos. But Chiefs stink ATS. So
the Chiefs don't cover. They've been covering recently as they've started to turn this season around. This game is just probably one I won't even pay attention to much unless there's some interesting things going on with the Chiefs.
It's a big homework game.
And while we're at it, the best game of the week. Sucks. It's on Monday night, but when we get to Monday after this week's over, we'll love this one. Patriots at the Bills. The Bills are currently minus 2.5. We'll see if that moves. I doubt it. I think that's where it'll be. The Pats have been a great road team. They're 5-0 on the road this year, and the Bills have been uncharacteristically average in Buffalo. In front of the Bills Mafia, they're 3-2. I'm going to have a pick on this one because it's such a good game. I don't have one yet. I'll give it on Monday, like I said on our Instagram, whatever we decide to do. And maybe we'll even talk about it on Saturday and during the After Hours show. Maybe we'll talk about more of the Sunday games in depth.
Yeah.
So make sure to check that out on Saturday.
Yeah, we definitely will.
Yeah. I got nothing in mind of that game besides maybe an alternate Pats +7. But that's
I'll usually end up like I did last week with Antonio Gibson. Just find a running back or receiver prop.
Find a prop.
And usually a running back receiving prop for me, and find one of those.
Alrighty.
But that's it for the picks. So I want to sum up my parlay right now. I have the Cardinals all money line. Cardinals minus 365, Eagles minus 295, Vikings minus 315, Colts minus 435, Chargers plus 145, Bucks minus 590, Rams minus 735, Chiefs minus 475. So those are all 8 legs. The odds on it are plus 1,005, so that's put down 10 for 110, and it's put down 100 for 1,105 and 93 cents. So I feel pretty good with it, but as we know, it's tough to get any 8 games. This is as easy as 7 games come, and then the Chargers upset. But as we know in the NFL, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, and I got a little parlay for you guys as well. This is mainly an alternate spread parlay, so I have the Colts covering -3. It's a minus 350 odds. Rams to cover to win by 2, so it's minus 665. Then I got the football team, like I mentioned, in here at minus 2.5 at plus 125, and Tampa Bay Bucks minus 6.5 at minus 230. That's plus 560, so it's 100 to win 560. I really like this parlay a lot, and the only one I'm a little shaky on is the football team, but that's a risk that I have to take to boost these odds a little bit. But I'm excited. I think it's going to work out pretty well if you ride with it.
Yeah, I teased alternate spreads are always, like, to me, fun bets because they're like ones where you can control. I know some of the value there is like very low, so you're not going to win much if you do them by themselves on a straight bet. But if you parlay them together, I feel like plus, what was it, 5 something
plus
for those
odds?
And then KB, 8 legs is a lot. one will probably go south at some point during the day.
Yeah, I mean, it always happens.
But the odds that you have on that, I think, are good for what you're playing.
Absolutely.
Down 10 to win whatever was 100.
To do a big parlay because there's a lot of games that are playoff teams versus bottom of the barrel. So
I'm excited.
If you could pull off one upset in a big parlay this week, then you're in good shape.
Yeah, I'm a Chargers fan for you, KB, this week. If I see them winning, I'm gonna have to check up on your
Chargers.
parlay.
I feel like the Chargers will win, and then there's gonna be just one of the obvious someone's gonna lose. One of these favorites are gonna lose this week.
Yep, but we'll see.
It's just how the NFL is.
It'll be fun to watch it play out. And so that's it for Lock It In today. Hopefully we come back next week for Lock It In and review our picks from this week, and they're much better, or review them on Tuesday. And make sure to watch Saturday. Saturday's going to be an awesome show. If you can't watch it, you're going to want to look on TikTok. You're going to want to look on Instagram. Make sure to give it some love. We're really excited for it. We've been working really hard on it. And if you guys got anything else, I'm all good for today.
No, I hope we have another good Sunday right in the hot hand here.
I'm all good. I just want to say one thing. Sorry to cut you off, Reese. I might drop. I have all my picks. I'm not going to go through them because I did have a lot more picks than I thought I was going to have this week. So I'm not going to go through them. You'll be able to see them on our Instagram, Good Bad Ugly Pod. Like I said, make sure to follow that. And we're probably, like last Sunday, we threw up some parlays that we felt good about. I know me and Reese were on the Jets, Giants, Packers money line, which is kind of like the trio of our favorite teams.
Yep.
Not us specifically, but we're New York guys, so Giants, Jets, and then I'm a Packers fan. So those are just like little bets that we might throw up on there that have a good value and a good chance of hitting. So be sure to follow us on Instagram and then on TikTok and Twitter too. It's all the same thing.
Yep. Sounds good.
Right. Thanks for watching today. Make sure to like, subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok. As always, all the handles are in the description. And thanks again.
Peace.
Yeah, have a good one.